We're going to work on this first. I mean, I can see it. The space at the top. But it's not very big. Although, I mean... It needs to be wider. The border is striking because it's bright and makes a rectangle. Yeah, that's visible. Now it's just blending in because it's dark, I feel like. Okay, there is my top bar. Interesting. Oh. Okay, so I can switch between these, but it's not obvious that the slots exist from the background, which isn't good. For example, if I'm in here and I create a window and then I switch away, then it remains sort of active. I think this works. It's maybe a little bit visually jarring. I think it's that the slots don't stand out enough, so it looks a bit like ghosting. And then, yeah, so now I can see all the slots. And then now they disappear for me. Like, I actually can't see them. You know, they're an important visual cue, so they probably are worth more than you'd expect. Okay, this seems more traditional. And now I can actually see these. Time for a reboot. I think I now want to be able to send a window to another workspace. Which key is that? This is what happens when you start using N32. Is you get confused. Was it active window that I made 32 bits? Oh no, yeah, we don't even have active window here. And yes. Yes, where put is that. Well, really, it's move. And then while move is less than wins M. And this could be 64, really. So we do that, we move the other windows down. And then we say auctum truncate wins.m -1. So I create a window, and then I want to send it to workspace 3. I went to workspace 3. Window stayed here, that's not good. Oh yeah, right. This guy was still here. So it should work now. We should have workspaces. Oh, I open a window and then I send this to workspace 3. I go there, nice. I go to workspace 10, create a thing in the background. I want to wait some time between these so that we can differentiate. Well, okay, one easy one is, okay, I create 2 workspaces, or 2 windows here. I want to send the small one to the other window. Okay. And if I now send the big one, it's here. Look at that. I mean, look at that. We've done it. We have done it. Ooh, so one question is, should you also go when you do this move? I think that might be the DWM behavior. No, it... Hold on. No, it just sends it, right? I think it's a little bit better to almost carry it. I think this was a gateway thing as well that I had to come up with. How is it going? Well, we have workspaces going. Well, we had that before, but we can move things between them. There's kind of top bar. I'll show you in a second. What I want to do is instead of... So right now we send a window to the to the other workspace. But I think I want to switch to the workspace either way. This is where you get into these kind of gnarly states. Only a little bit, though. Point is... Oh yeah, so... This actually... Because in here, we want to switch... space and this will be a long statement here, but this is equal to this. Because to me, when you, this might be a sway thing, like a sway or i3 thing that I've learned or liked, which is that when you move something to another workspace, it's more like you grab hold of this window and then traverse the boundary. So it becomes honestly the same action. You're irrespective, you're always going to the other workspace. But it's a question of whether you bring the current window with you or not. I'm here, I have a window. Okay, I can go to the second workspace. Or I can bring it with me. And it stays. I'm holding shift now. Okay, so if I open a second window here, and I can switch between, and then I can also bring it with me and bring it back. So then I can carry this one out instead. Or carry it back, in which case it moves to the back. And so the reason I think I like that is then there's a symmetry between that and moving around in this space. So the next thing to do would be, okay, when I'm holding shift, then the window I was holding should move with me as I move around. Right? Because, yeah. It's like, and you want, it's like, I don't want to call it like spatially mapped out, but something to that effect. It's like within the space of control schemes. Oh yeah, so I can't remember what it said there. Is it like... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it is correct. Confused there for a moment. TI, setting TI. And then we can say, you know, if it's shift. We want to do a swap. And then the same thing applies here. FITI. I think that's it. I think the top bar is kind of ugly still. So we'll have to do a pass at the end where we do actually rice it, so to speak, in Unix style. Ooh, you know what we could do? We could actually get a background picture. You know, because we... Right, so here we draw the background, okay, and we draw it in this color. And so we can't afford transparency, but we can put a desktop image where we just we do some ahead of time processing to produce the right file memory layout. And then we can include it in the binary so that it's a straight blit to the screen here. And what that would mean is that you could have well, it means we could put a nice branded Serenum logo, like the one that's on the website. We could have that be the background. Although it might be a little too high res. Maybe we have to make something more stylized. Anyway, there's our window 1. I really need to get the bouncy box working in here. We have something better to draw. Okay, and then second window. And now I can switch between these. But if I hold shift, then oop. See, this is why you have bounds checking in your language. What seems to be the matter? Well, we've gone to -1. We underflowed on 174. Arch wallpaper, dude, no, obviously not. Or do you mean one that doesn't have an Arch logo on it? If I search Arch wallpaper. Do they have cool wallpapers? See, it can't be, that'd be like... I mean, it would be like a branding L. And also... not true. It's neither Arch nor Linux. So, like, it's not true in any way. Yeah, I think a tree as well. I might whip something up in GIMP with one of the semi-stylized fonts I found. Because, yeah, we're gonna, right here, these aren't bitmap fonts, obviously. I mean, they are technically, but they're nice, smooth, and anti-aliased, and I think for performance reasons, and also because we're lowering resolution, I just want to do bitmap fonts. And so then, you know, you can make it look a little bit stylized and have it look good. Anyway, what was I saying? We were saying, oh, there's an error on 174. Ti is equal to fi minus 1. I mean, I would find the putting arch stuff in a video game funny because it's not arch. The Minecraft wallpaper, yeah, that could be something. But I think it's a little bit different. It would be like saying, you know, should like Debian ship with an arch wallpaper? But even more so. Or like, you know, Microsoft. Imagine Microsoft shipping a arch wallpaper for Windows. You know, whatever new worse version they've made. So we have one window, we have a second window. I can hold shift and move in both directions. I can do that. And move this window around. I can move this guy out to workspace 2, or say 6. Move back. Get this window. You end up doing this sort of carry motion if you're trying to transport many windows. Go back and forth. But the common case, at least in my imagination, is not that you have many windows you need to move to a workspace. It's that you have like one. And it might be as well like, oh, I need to move this to a different workspace. Which workspace? This one, I think. Although I might be changing my mind now, actually. It's confusing with these programs because they look the same. True. Very true statement. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe, so, well, in that case, it's obvious that I sort of switched windows, or workspaces, I mean. Like if I'm focusing this guy. And then I say, oh, go workspace 8. And the other guys are disappearing. So I mean, this works clearly. Ooh, but I see I'm missing some stuff being drawn at the bottom. So that's a bug. Let me fix that. And then we'll do full screen. Oh, right, right. Okay, and then now full screen. So we need a bool on here. We could replace color, something. There's a bool on here that is, is full screen. Also, a good way to test many windows to put a different number in each one. I'm not sure what you mean by that, I'm afraid. D is the key, apparently. Was it just D? Seems so. Oh, whoops. Also, just be aware that, so on my monitor in front of me, when we get the window manager, it's in correct 4x3 with the black bars, like for this editor. But on the stream, it's being stretched to 16:9, and that is the capture card's fault. Okay, so now during layouting, we will have this. We will have window, also fwin, and then top win or f overlay, both equal to 0. Put numerals in order to enumerate each one. Yeah, we can do that. The screensaver thing, we will update it soon to, again, this rainbow colored, I don't know, rainbow square that's going to move around the screen in the window. You know, like it bounces in the corners. But then it's going to be reactive to, as we change the size of the window, it's going to bounce differently. Yeah, okay, so we do layouting, fwin, Well, actually, we'll do that later. Hold on. So what we actually want to do is just do the split of the full thing. Frame.pixels, frame.pixels, width and height. Oh, 800 by 600. Whoops. Let's see if I am on to something. What's awesome about doing programming in this environment is we're doing stuff that I don't know, I sense would be pretty hard if you used Xorg, but here it's, you know, you've seen how many lines of code it is. It's not much at all. Okay, so I have, whoops. Oh, we ran out of memory. Hold on. Time for another reboot. I really have to fix those leaks. You know, I shipped Serenum, the latest release, release 5. I shipped release 5, having fixed the most egregious leaks, and then basically while using it, I was like, oh, you know, I haven't experienced a crash. Must be fine. And you know, then we start exploring, and problems reveal themselves. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we run, we're inside a window. I press Control F. Oh yeah, it doesn't do anything yet. So we need to fix that. Oops, whoops, wrong file. Okay, so if I do F, nothing is happening. Oh, and that's because, no, there's still a thing missing. So we need to set in the loop when we do layouting. Well, nah, we can do a separate loop. The reason we do this is if two things are full screen, the thing further down in the stack. Is that really true? No, really it should be the... Yeah, it should be the top of the stack that takes precedent. Okay, and then I full screen. We're drawing it twice. Oops. Oh, so that didn't crash, it just... Okay, so I have 3 windows. I full screen this one. Nothing is now happening. If I unfull screen it, switch to a different workspace. What's up with that? Oh, I'm being dumb. I'm being dumb. You know, the reason I do these loops where I just put the +i+1 at the end is because I think it's more noob friendly to people who are completely new to programming. But it's slightly error prone. Although maybe I'm reacting as well from, I think in C, it took me probably spent half my programming lifetime before I realized that you could write a loop and not have an incrementer. So, you know, I'd write loops where I'm trying to fight the incrementer. So in order to stay on the same value, I'm subtracting ahead of time so that then the incrementer hits and then it will increment back to the same value and ridiculous stuff like that. I think it's a reaction against that. Okay, there are my 3 windows. Full screen this one. You know, you can no longer see anything else. Oh, okay, interesting. It's, Basically the opposite of what I wanted. Yeah, or the winds like that. Right, yes, exactly. Either I'm not the active window, or I am the full screen window. Right, that leaves only the final case where I'm not the full screen window and I am the active window, in which case we proceed through and we draw it. So like I have 1, 2, 3, full screen this one. I can look at the other windows. It's hard to see when everything's black like this. But I think you get the point. And then, ooh, I should be able to take this to a different workspace, right? Workspace 3. Look at that. Although there, so this is an argument for actually when I move the workspace, it should just send it. So say even here, I can full screen this one. If you're looking at this one, and then when I create a new window, that gets smaller. Here is my new window. Yeah. So this window is full screen. That window is full screen. But it's still drawing it small. So I need an override for that behavior. And I think we're going to change how. We're just going to send the window. I'm going to revert this behavior. Hold on. Yeah, so the override is really, you know, if okay, so if this guy in the corner is full screen, then you know, he's full screen. If this guy's also full screen, then you see how the full screen flips when we go to the last guy. That's the expected behavior. And then we go, oh, let me send him to workspace 3. Oh, interesting, actually. But in this mode, if I send this guy to workspace 3, I end up there. Which isn't good. But anyway, so we'll fix that. Put 2 windows in here, clearly. Add a new one. That is full screen this, but then it's in full screen only when it's focused. Does this look great? I think it does. So then I think we can actually start editing the saver. I think we're gonna have a 10 by 10 box sliding around. Now let's say 1660. Do we have a... We don't really, do we? Whoops. It's not opening. My system is frozen. Time to reboot. I should double check this stride. It's Oh yeah, I think it's a byte stride. Oh, this is awesome. You know, the fact that we have a pixels array like this means I can just do Y, X. And it might complain that these are S64s, but, you know, we'll do that. Stride is going to be, no, 120, 496 actually. 10 by 10. Got color. Let's see what it yields. This might look very cool, actually. You don't know what that is. Just edit your dependencies. It's the easiest way. Or maybe I was wrong. Maybe copy your dependencies is the right way to go. Oh, and in that case, we actually don't depend on this. Look at that. The color is a bit off. Why is it like that? Oh, right. No, this is totally reasonable. The jumps are when it reaches, so it's obviously incrementing the red until it gets to the highest point, and then red goes to 0. That's what those jumps are. Now we need to make it respect the size of the window. And it's already reading the size. This looks so much cooler now. That's crazy, actually. I need to take a picture. That's awesome. That's a Discord post right there. Like it they suddenly became windows to me. Right? Like I'm like now I look at this and I directly connect it to, oh, there's a windowing system. Right? Whilst before I had to imagine it slightly. There we go. I just need a. Oh well, it's I guess it's gonna be. Oh no, this looks interesting as well. File. Need to right click, screenshot. There we go. Okay. So it's actually this easy. We just say, hey, frame.width is equal to 800. Height is 600. Yeah. And then similar thing here. So that's one. Interesting. Why is it getting... Because I guess the teleport within range is not really working. This is gonna be a crazy trick. I only want it to flip. Ah, whatever. I mean, so I feel like we definitely succeeded on the screensaver aspect. Except that it still doesn't work. So wait, how am I ending up with... Well, I guess there kind of is a minus value here. So really we should roll twice. Oh, it's that, right? No, it's not even that. It's mod 2 times like a random. I guess it kind of doesn't matter because it's gonna get flipped around anyway. So I don't think it matters. So do you hear how the stream has run out of time? So okay, I can set this free by opening it. Wow, isn't that nice? Yeah, the patterns are a bit different when they're this small. Oops. That's me running out of memory. So let's restart. Welcome back, Mr. Guy who's been subbed for a while and totally missed it. Or something. Is a window manager. Look, it makes nice patterns. The screensaver thing. This is running on almost stock, the latest release. I only patched one bug. I'm pretty sure you could take this executable that I've built on the system. Yeah, exactly. These two programs, the window manager and the, that like works and can change workspaces. This program has, both of these programs have been written entirely on the system on release 5 and will run on release 5. The only thing I've done is I've patched a kernel memory leak thing, or like a not recursively killing processes. All these geometric shapes make me want to make a video game now. Make a game for Serena. So much potential. Oh, that is goofy. Okay, so we have ourselves a threading bug. Or I think this is a kernel bug where I guess the interprocess procedure call is not blocking, and so several of these, so these 4 windows got put into 2 windows of drawing real estate. Yeah, there we go. There are 4 threads writing in the same buffer. I mean, I guess, yeah, right now it's a feature because that looks really cool. It's like a spider web. There's also this interesting thing where since we created the time thingy, or since we create the color from the time, let's see. Can I shake up this blue pattern? I guess not. It's kind of filled everywhere. Yeah. All right. Well, that is where we will finish the stream. I'll probably, do some bug fixes for the next one. I think the next stream actually, we will not call it this stream title, Bootstrapping a Window Manager from within my From Scratch OS, because, I mean, look, we've done it. I can't close these windows. Right, but this thing works and it's running. And so what I think this looks so good. It looks so good here, like that. Oh yeah, and this works as well. Like you can view the other windows while this guy's in full screen. Yeah, what we'll do is for the next stream, I want to venture into text rendering. I obviously already do text rendering, but I want to explore a different method of text rendering. One where both because it's a lower resolution, so it's a bitmap font. If it's a bitmap font, right now what I do is the current font system supports like transparent fonts with transparency and anti-aliasing, but you have to bake out glyphs with, say, this is the foreground color and this is the background color. And then you can start splitting those glyphs in place. And what I would like to do, look, we like looped around on the color. Anyway, what I'd like to do is say, well, okay, if we're going to have a bitmap texture or bitmap glyphs of a certain size, then we don't have to do the blending. Instead, we're just always writing the foreground color. And then the way we render the textures, we actually, or the way we render the glyph is for each row of pixels in the character, we load in essentially a bit mask that gets loaded in and then used directly by the vector SIMD unit to mask whether or not the writes happen. Because I think that'd be cool to do it that way. All right, and with that, the stream is over. But first, if this is cool, you can go to tabona.shop, press buy. This window manager will arrive in the next release, come due in about a month or so. See you later.